this is Seret Pierre. I am a consultant by trade. I have my own small consulting company here in Raleigh, North Carolina, where I do many different things. If you did not know, um, I'm a healing evangelist, soul mender. Well, I am a repairer of the breach. So anybody who deals with trauma, rejection, abandonment, any of those things that all of us at some time or the other, especially in childhood, have had to deal with. So I speak, I teach, I'm an actor, content creator, anything that has to do with bringing people to wholeness and freedom. I pretty much do that. And so, with that in mind, we want to I want to talk to you today about something. First, if you are one of the ones that nominated me for the Achi Awards, Achi Magazine, I respect if you want to stay anonymous, but I would love for you to say who you are. If you would rather be private, shoot me a DM. But I have been nominated actually for 3 awards, and I am super excited, grateful that people are talking about the work that I do and the people that I serve because I love doing it. But the 3 nominations, in case you hadn't heard, are for Trailblazer of the Year, Orator of the Year, and Woman of Influence. And just so you know, the Achi Awards, the magazine awards, actually, Achi Magazine Awards, the purpose is to honor the contributions of extraordinary women working in various fields who inspire, who encourage, empower, and educate the minds of women from all races, cultures, and creeds. Their goal is to celebrate the spirit of womanhood and to give encouragement to those women who would follow. Okay? And so Achi believes that the women are ones who, through consistency and longevity, have achieved success in a chosen profession or career. Potential honorees are those persons who are viewed not only for what they have individually achieved, but also for the achievement they inspire in others. So if any of you thought that much about any one thing I've told you that's been helpful, then my job as a solutionist and proverb is a great reward to me. And so, with that in mind, I wanted to come on very quickly. Again, I've been on a sabbatical. Hi there, Viga. Nice to meet all of you as well. It's so much that I want to share, particularly as it relates to. Bear with me one moment, my camera's not on. All right, as it relate to some things that I'm seeing happening, all of us know that the type of timing or the times we're in, right? Hold 1 second. Let's see what's happening with the camera here. Okay. There's so many different things that are happening, and so I wanted to share something very quickly as I am actually headed to get this hair done. As you can see, it's all over my head, right? So let's go forward. Thank you for your patience. Now that I realize that the camera wasn't on, and let's get that squared away. Okay, now, real quick. First, I want to tell you quickly, there's so many things that are happening, whether it's whistleblowers coming forth, censoring, whatever you have seen happen, most of us are aware. And what's important about that is knowing your rights, right? Knowing everything there is to know about you and what you need to do if you're ever in a situation where there's any injustices, right? And so as you get older, you start, you know, getting around 30, you should have lawyers, right? At least people you can consult with in the legal field, people, down at the city council, all the different things that you need to have. For example, my husband is a Black man in America, right? He loves looking at commentaries, right? YouTube commentaries that sum up everything that's going on in the news or going on in the media, right? But one of the things he looks at particularly is, those shows that talk about the different profiling and things of that nature, and the Karens, if you will, and people who are put in certain situations. So I say that to say he knows a man in America, if he gets stopped by, a man in blue or in blue, what his rights are for our state. For example, I was talking to somebody the other day, right? And they made a statement. Now they're from another state, and they were telling me that something might be characterized as defamation of character. And I didn't even respond because I know my rights for my state, and North Carolina is a black state, right? So even if the other party says it's, harmful or false to their reputation, and they may not like it, they might want to serve you papers and things of that nature. I jotted this stuff down because I have these things clearly written out, right? And have for a while. And so they may not like it. They may order you a cease and desist, whether you identify the person or not. And that's something that's very important. Um, Whether you keep personal details in or not, right? Those characters, terms of your story, your situation, they're up to you. Because again, wherever you are, whatever state you're in, you might be like me, where it is not a false light privacy state, right? Meaning having someone viewed as in a false light. And so if you are like me, you're a creator, make sure you have everything in order for the times we are going into. Guys, hear me today. You should have copyright information, patent information, right? Fair use, plagiarism, right? You should know everything about that, public domain, editorial use, when it comes even to audios, video, or images, royalty free, extended Creative Commons licensing, music licensing, right management licensing, how to get permission to use image, audio, and video, and the like. Okay. Now I'm going somewhere with this because now I'm finding out that I'm going to have to do more with all this information and just making sure that I'm aware and I have it, right? So if you are one who has a business and you might have an S corp, or you might have an LLC, as you may know, an LLC protects you against personal assets, right? It protects you from, not against the consulting work as the person, right? As an individual selling your services. Whatever you do under the law that you would be responsible for if you didn't have an LLC, it's something that your attorney or someone that at work, legal, a legal aid, who understands contracts very, very well. You need to have those agreements with the services you offer so you can protect your rights. Okay. Have these things filed in your home. That's the hour we're in. Okay. There are templates out there. Just research contracts and make sure you identify all the parties and what your services are. I started this by introducing Seret, Pierre, and I'm a content creator. But that I have many arms to my. I was a child actor who went back. I moved out to LA. I'm an evangelist, right? Healing evangelist, particularly a repairer of the breach. A breach is all those fragmented parts of our soul that we've left at specific times of our lives where trauma occurred, right? And so I hope I help people. I bring them to a place of healing and freedom, okay? And also with that, do other things as it relates to consulting, okay? And so I write. I have to know all this stuff for myself, right? I'm a vlogger. Y'all know I'm greedy. I love to chronicle the food that I eat. But I just recently, God told me it's been about 3 months after I was consulting with a few lawyers about something that had happened. God told me to get a lawyer, right? Now, I kind of felt that he might be going that direction. So I started consulting with a few lawyers, making sure I had all my ducks in a row about a certain thing that happened, right? And so he told me two things. He said, get a lawyer. And then he kept downloading hacking, hacking. Now, a lot of you may know that many of us have been prepared, right, for hackers, the influx of hackers that have and will continue to try to hack our accounts. Get your authenticator apps, get your um, what is it, two-way, the code that you put in when you log into all your stuff, get as much information. In fact, I have talked to so many software engineers and so many cyber, what is it y'all do? Goodness, I've talked cybersecurity professionals. You should have all those people on deck for no matter what come what may. You should be able to call this person, that person, this person, go to their office, meet them over some lunch or dinner, go to their house, they come to yours. Nothing should get you off guard. And trust me, there's a reason why I'm saying that. And so if you are like me and believe in the power of prayer, and you talk and sit with God and seek him for everything, right? Everything in life. One thing that I had told God in relationship to him telling me what I need to add to my services, and that's what I'm going with this. I put in my phone, my husband laughs at me so much because I have so many alarms and so many different reminders that come and pop up at certain times. There's about 15 of them, and they come at different times. And one of them I put in about 6, 7 months ago, and it said, God, I thank you for giving me a wise and discerning heart in administering justice for your people. Okay. Now, we have to always know we have to be first partakers, right? So something unjust had to happen to me, right? And so I put that in and I would declare it, I would decree it, right? I would say loud, right? Your people, right? I'm ministering justice for your people, like the whistleblowers who have a pure heart and they really are coming against something that's profane, whether it's at a company or organization or church, right? They don't want to see people continue to be used or abused or whatever it is, right? And so they are the ones who flat footed stand against injustice, right? At whatever cost, right? They're the ones who say, no, not under my watch, right? I will open my mouth and I'll sound the alarm. And these people are everywhere. Now, you see them more and more as we see more injustice. There are more people standing flat footed against it. And so, with that said, I had to pray. Okay, so I put that in my phone. I was, doing other things, have all this information as far as, making sure my own company, business, life affairs are in a place where I can go and get this if needed. This is filed here, right? And so I started praying, and as First Samuel 30:8 tells us, right? Sometimes you have to know at all times when God wants you to pursue something, a situation, right? Or he wants you to lay it down at his feet, right? Meaning cast your care, cast that thing onto him and don't pick it back up, right? He's going to fight your battle. But then there are times when he say, go for what you know and what I'm putting in you from the time that I formed you in your mother's womb, right? What you're wired to do, what you're mantled, marked to do, what you do so well, what you did as a child, right? With your eyes closed, I want you to pop off. Okay. And so you have to know when it's time to do both, if not one or the other. And so 1 Samuel 30:8 tells us David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I pursue this band of raiders? Will I overtake them? This is what he was asking God. This is David was saying, and so was Seret. And God answered David and said, pursue, for you will certainly overtake them, and you will certainly rescue the captives. Now, if you're like me and maybe you've had to have a prayer, for judgment, down at the courthouse for speeding, well, that was over 20, 30 years ago, or whatever you might, have needed, right? You went forth and you asked for mercy. And so in this time that we're in, when I ask God, just as I asked him to give me a wise and a discerning heart to or for doing justice, right? Because we're all his, right? And that's including me. So now I have to be the foot soldier that I am, the fire starter, right? The one that don't back down, right? There's some people on here that have known me, like Sonia, right? Who don't really lose sleep over nothing, right? Really, like whatever he tells me to do now that I'm on the side of God, right? That's what I'm gonna do, right? And until he say back down and stop and let me take it from here, if that's what he does, because he's covering it anyway, then I'm gonna pursue because God said I will certainly overtake them. And so have your stuff together, guys. I want to also leave you with this very quickly as my phone is dying out over here. In the midst of the unjust thing that happened to me and a family member, I got a message. Now, check this out. This person doesn't know anything. Very, very few people know, or there are some of you guys that think you know, okay? But you weren't there. Just like the person who said that I may be, in jeopardy of defamation of character for a person who I didn't name, right? I didn't name the person. I don't know what happened over there where y'all live in that state over there, way over there around all that water. But I know my rights, okay? And so somebody sent me a message, and the message was telling about how good God is. And so somebody was having a big conference, and the topics were things like life and death issues. This was a church, right? Morality of war, weapons, self-defense, and capital punishments. This was the topic at the conference at a church. Integrity matters, work and leisure, purity, truth telling, decision making. That's one topic. Okay. Another was ethics in Christian ministry. Another was workplace ethics, economics, and finances. And there are a few more. Okay. And so the truth telling part and the integrity part, right? It went on in the sessions as they had the conference. Things like this, guys. But check this out. The sessions were safeguarding your integrity. This is at a church. This is a session topic. Ethical use of pastoral power and authority. Remember, I said it was at a church. Another topic or session under those topics I named was truth telling, lying, and deception. To tell the truth. Okay? Now the same applies to any organization, right? No matter what organization, company, agency, situation, you know, another was civil disobedience. Where is the line? Church and government intention. The ethics or ethical issues that should be in church bylaws, right? So much that right? But the timing, right? That's my point. The timing of this invite, safeguarding your integrity, virtual church ethics, church Christian perspective on war, peace, and self-defense, right? The principles and practice of pastoral ethics. Wow, interesting, right? And so you know God is, right? He is so in the affairs of his children, right? He knew I needed to be there, right? He's getting ready to have me walk through. So I say that to say, be all your stuff, all lock it all the way down. Those passwords that are saved, on your system, your PC, unsave them, but don't just don't have them like that. And there's so much more that I'll cover at a later date. I just understand that we are going in or in a right, having walked through here, to be able to through right the pandemic. So we already see what's happening, you know, over in Europe. There's a behind the scenes that has happened and is going to happen. So I say all that to say, because I don't want them to mute out any of the things that I'm saying. I want all of this to be as I said it, and I want it to not be preempted or any of that stuff. The censorship is real. All right, now I say all that to say, it has come to my knowledge. God has spoken that another service that I'm gonna have to add to Seret Pierre Enterprises is something in the lines of codes of ethics in ministry. That really, all of us who are old enough to work, we have seen and had to sign off on reading, employee handbooks. There's certain things that are in place, right? And so, what I have found is that we can't say we don't know certain things. That or we can't say, um, well, they didn't just know. You should know certain things even when you record music, whether it is for an employer, right? Whether it is for fun, right? How many of us would live stream and add music and first time of each of us saying or seeing somebody put what's that thing we put on our streams or when we upload a video? Help me out, Shiante. That one little phrase that it didn't take but one person, right? For you to know to put that up there, so you would not be deemed for copywriting. I do not own the rights. Thank you, Holy Ghost. I do not own to this music. Well, we're in a time now where that might not do. You got to have your stuff together. And so I'm going to add at some point. So I have to put all my stuff together and, upload it for um, public use. I don't know if I'm going to do courses. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. And I'm going to um, add that as a surface, certain ethics, right? Much like where I was invited, right, to a church that the person who invited me knew nothing about what unjust thing happened to me and a family member. Okay, now I'm going to leave you with this. And again, I will give you more information about that service and what that means and how you can access the knowledge, right? Because we have to have knowledge. Our knowledge base is one of our most important assets, right? Because people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Now, I want to leave you with this as I get ready to get this hair done, right? There is a lady, minister, on Facebook that I follow named Chantel Varnado. Chantel with a C, Varnado. Go and buy her latest single called The Fall. The The Fall. And she writes, I quote, I made a promise to God that I would stand against gross darkness, injustice, mixture, and all the things that oppose his kingdom. And just like that, we make an announcement that God's power has not diminished and that same power lives in his people. And we won't back down. We shall see the fall of wicked systems, injustice, and unrighteousness in the earth. Let's go, right? As she is, grab it today, out now. And so, with being said, there's a date that her latest single called The Fall is available on all digital media outlets. Go support her. Again, her name is Chantel Varnado. Listen, this is not the time to play around. Look, you don't have to choose which side you're on. Choose you this day who you're going to serve, right? Is it going to be God or is it going to be man? because the things that we get ready to go into are already in. You're going to have your stuff together. And so this is Seret Pierre signing off. If there's anything else that I want to say on this particular live, I will put it in the comments. So check back with me. Follow me on all social media sites. Everything is Seret Pierre, TikTok, Instagram. Um, what else is there? LinkedIn, everything else, YouTube, Facebook is Seret Pierre Enterprises. I'm also on Bigo and Clubhouse as Seret Pierre as well. Okay, and so until next time, I think that's all for now. There was one other thing that I was going to add, but it escapes me. Thank you so much for joining us. Get your stuff in order. Oh, and have money on hand, cash, okay? And break the cash down into ones, fives, tens, and 20s, okay? Have cash at your house. Cash on hand. Cash, 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 cash. I can't say it enough. Have cash on hand, guys. Cash, 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 cash. Okay? Go ahead and start now. All right? And this is it. Thank you so much for joining me on today. Thank you, Facebook. It's such a blessing to be on today. And until next time, go ahead. If you have not already, I'm getting ready. God told me to change for a season the edition of my Divine Confessions and Connections Convergence prayer gathering that I started in 2016 on my Facebook, my business page, and on YouTube. And actually, for a season until he says stop, just like I had the COVID edition of Divine Confessions and Connections when COVID started in March 2020, I am getting ready to start a edition called Divine Unconnections or Disconnections. Divine Disconnections. Okay. Well, that is all for now. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, keep it locked right here. Set your notifications for the next time I go live. Seret Pierre, Sunday. If you're in the wake of the storm, please be careful and be prayed up and speak to that storm and tell it to go back to the sea. All right. Love you guys.